Recognize freedom fighters who are seated among us. We have women, my own species. We have vana vedu, the youths. We also have those that have come to be with us, the media fraternity. Tinana sawira vedu vanzwawo kuti pano panenge paita kamukombe kari kunakidza panapa. You are most welcome. And let me recognize you, fellow Zimbabweans, ladies and gentlemen. Today marks a historic moment for Zimbabwe as we are gathered to witness the birth of a coalition of different opposition political parties. The coalition parties have taken it upon themselves to formally coalesce around the noble cause of extricating their country from the challenges it is experiencing. Driven by your patriotism for Zimbabwe and the desire to rescue that country or this country from the grip of the ruling party ZANU-PF, we have all agreed to converge and unite as an alternative government in waiting. It is through this vision of oneness that I now humbly accept my nomination as the presidential candidate of the People's Rainbow Coalition for 2018 elections. It is the first time that a major political formation has nominated a woman for presidential candidacy in Zimbabwe. The responsibility that you have entrusted on me must see us through this historic moment of unprecedented crisis in our country. Let me express my greatest appreciation and humbleness to lead under the guidance of the wishes of the people. Bato Ramaumba Revanu. More than anything else, I want my candidacy to restore hope and bring opportunities in this age of desperation and cynicism. I want my candidacy to unify our country and our people. I want my candidacy to renew our sense of purpose. I want to usher in a new era of inclusive economy, social progress, and sustained development. As you may be aware, for quite some time in our country has been blighted by a myriad of social, political, and economic plagues that have shaken the very foundation of our democratic pillars, for which a painful and protracted war had been executed and won. But the people of this country are witnessing a negation of the values of the armed struggle which they aspired in order to become a truly free, prosperous, and inclusive society where all those who call Zimbabwe home would live in tranquility, prosperity, and dignity. Not only have people of this country lost their dignity and honor through systematic pauperization policies, they have also become global lepers who have to be pitied by the whole world for them to survive. For the lost dignity and hope of the people, my desire is to bring favorable policies that will bring confidence to both local and external investors for employment creation. Rural communities and farmers will be made to realize their economic worth through their agricultural produce, which will be processed or which will be value added. Prioritizing infrastructural development will facilitate this industrial thrust. The People's Rainbow Coalition will now need to work on a policy framework that will lead us to our desired goal. There is need for People's Rainbow Coalition to focus on voter registration process currently underway if our vision of being a government in waiting is to be achieved. We need to urgently embark on a massive voter registration campaign to both local Zimbabweans and those in the diaspora. We must also call upon ZAC, civic society, churches, and the media to increase their efforts towards encouraging the people to register to vote. Under this coalition, Zimbabwe has to be known to be a peace-loving nation through which we should have free, fair, and credible elections. Once again, comrades, ladies and gentlemen, let me express my thanks to the leadership and members of DARE, the leadership and members of PDP, the leadership and members of Zunde, and last but not least, the leadership and members of NPP for their confidence in my candidacy. Let us make this a new beginning. Let us make a commitment to create a new narrative and a new future. Together we can make Zimbabwe great. Istimela senkululeko sesifikile. Chitima cherusununguko chashika. The freedom train has arrived. I thank you. Siyabonga, ndinotenda, anzanga. Twalumba president. Katwarele maoko.
Shining a baza, and they go tamba magasa. Kanekangundaira kasha, Kusikiram Furagasa, Jango Bata, Kumena Kira Magana, Mwins Kubaka, Omar Minda Kagata, Mazembe Sansanba, Kunodiwa Hakamuga, Yeta Jinjamba, Kunodiwa Hakamuga.